Hey, welcome. Hello, hello. It is Sunday. A not very nice day outside. So here I am. And I was just reading part of this book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. It was fantastic. And for a video I was doing for YouTube for tomorrow morning. And I thought I would come on because you know what? Identity, how you see yourself, what you think about yourself. Oh my God, that creates what you have in your world right now. And this is something that I'm constantly working on. Because especially if we're women 50 over, anybody over 50, we have pretty solid identity, right? It's like we are who we are because of all that we've experienced in our programming and conditioning. And so when we look at something where we want to change in our life, it means, of course, becoming different, right? Doing different things, thinking different things, believing different things. And all of that. So we're really making these changes on the inside to create the outside that's different. We don't need to wait for the outside to change. And I have been so guilty of that. And I even fall into that now. I'm like, oh, weather. Weather. Weather can completely affect my moods still. And I know that's not really right, but it really does. And I got to look at, okay, I want to choose to be different, right? Like, because I don't want the weather to just determine how I feel that day. I want to be the one determining how I feel that way. I want to be the person now who is really creating every day, every experience. And so I was just reading this thing on identity. And Dr. Joe was just talking about when he says, I began to surrender some aspects of myself to a greater mind, when he really realized, right, that's like, okay, the way I was being, my personality, the beliefs I have, the thoughts I think, the actions I was taking, the habits I have, created what he had, and he wasn't so happy with that life anymore that he was living. And even though he was successful, he was feeling just burnt out and he wasn't feeling fulfilled. And so it's like, okay, I knew I needed to be different, right? I then reminded myself of who I no longer wanted to be. So when we're really conscious, oh, I see my life the way it is now. I see how I have been, how I am being, how that is continuing to keep this reality real for me. So I know now that if I want something different, I need to start making the changes from the inside. You don't have to create the outside changes yet. You don't wait for them to happen either. So it's not like you're saying, I just need to wait for so-and-so to change, or I'm going to wait till I move, or I'm going to wait till July, summer's over, things like that. And oh my God, women, stop waiting for summer to be over before you focus on your health and maybe losing the extra weight if you need to, whatever. Now that summer's here, well, you know what that means. I can't do that. There's no way I will be doing that. All of those things, all excuses. None of that has to be real, right? So he says, I decided how I no longer wanted to live based on that same personality that he had been being, right? Next, I observed my unconscious behaviors, thoughts, and feelings that reinforced my old self. So because we're still that old self, because we're still that person, right? Notice your thoughts now. What are the thoughts you think about something? So if I wanted to make a change, let's say, which I do, I want to move to a new city, and I'd love to be in Mexico for the winter. So I haven't done that so far. So it totally requires me to make changes in my life. And sometimes, even though we say we're kind of unsatisfied with the way our life is right now, when we go to think about the changes, we think in a way of like, the changes are going to be hard, or there's going to be things I don't want to do. We don't want to think that way. And so if you're thinking that, and this is so common for women who want to lose weight or get fit and work out or whatever, to them, those changes seem hard. Oh my God, blah, I don't want to do that. It's going to be depriving. I'm going to have to force myself. So of course you're going to avoid it. Of course. But then you're taking on a bad identity. You want to take on an identity of someone who's excited about the future. I'm excited to go on this journey. I'm excited for what's to come. Right? I'm looking forward to how things are going to change. I'm looking forward to what's going to happen. I know that I will be guided. I know that I always know what to do. I can handle myself. No matter what happens, I will work through it. This is going to be better for me. I'm going to make it better for me. right? All of these things. So where's your focus? After you make a decision, the change you want to make, then you got to focus in a certain way. Watch where your focus goes. It's going to either go on how hard it's going to be, or you're going to dread certain things you think you need to do. Or is your focus going on, oh my God, let's go. I'm so excited for this. I can't wait to try this. I'm going to do this, or I'm going to seek help. I'm going to ask so-and-so for help. I'm going to find a way. I know I will. And this is going to happen, right? That was a little off the identity thing, but that's really crucial and so important. If we're not making these changes within ourselves, the outer change either is not going to happen, or if it begins to happen, it's not going to stay. And we'll constantly be pulled back to that old version of us, right? The old version of us who didn't make the change. And if you don't change within, then the out probably won't change. And so you'll just keep repeating the same day, the same year, over and over again. I'm calling myself out too. Absolutely. There's areas of my life where I'm very, very good, and I have some really good identities. Like I'm really good at making healthy food, and I love making healthy food, and I get excited about making healthy food. Therefore, I eat healthy food. I love being in nature. I love being active. Therefore, I'm active. Therefore, I exercise. Therefore, I get out into nature a lot, right? So those identities really help me. They're very, very positive. So you want to accentuate that positive identities, and you want to look at the identities that are holding you back somehow and start to make changes within yourself first. All right, I hope that helps. Let me know. Let me know you've watched the replay. And also, I have the 5-day abundance, Awaken to Abundance and Positivity that's going on right now, and you will always have access to those audios. So you can sign up at dianamarchand.com. It's free. Under Awaken to Abundance and Positivity on my website, the menu. And then, anyways, you can go do that there. And I also have on my website, you can see a 101, the breakthrough experience for getting help working through these changes, whether it's like, oh my God, I need help with and I do help with the full body, the body, mind, and the spirit, with the nutrition, the healthy eating, the exercise, all that I can guide you on also. But it's really about making these changes within yourself, changing your perception, beginning to make changes to your identity, stepping into your personal power. That's the way it works. Step into your personal power so that you are able to make these changes, and that you've decided, and then you continue with the focus. You get the help, the accountability, the focus, the process, and all of that. We build that together for you so that you create the change you love, the life you love, and you stick with it. All right, so much love to you. What is this doing? Okay, have an absolutely amazing day. Bye.